Wolves with a complete dud as they lose 117-90 at home against the Denver Nuggets. However, we do retain the 2-1 series lead, and I'm just trying to be thankful that we didn't have one of these nightmare games until the 7th game of the playoffs. 6-0 to start the playoffs. Man, got to be appreciative of that, and we do still have home court advantage in this series. So as miserable as that game was to watch, how just nothing really felt to go our way, you still have to feel pretty good about where we're at in this series. And even while we were up 2-0 and having won 2 of those games on the road, they're still the champs. They're still going to fight, and it's not going to be a cakewalk to get out of this one whatsoever. And I was actually still fairly pleased with a lot of how we approached that game. I have some points that I am not happy about that I'll touch on, but a lot of this came down to it being a make-or-miss league. Denver Nuggets were ripping jump shots all game long in that one, and of course there's ultimate pressure on them to win that game, because if they go down 3-0, no team has ever won a series under those circumstances, so they needed this win. And they came out making all of the contested jump shots like they needed this win. Very different from the previous games. You got Aaron Gordon making 3 of 5 on threes again and being really efficient from beyond the arc, which is obnoxious. Justin Holiday still hitting like each of them did in the previous game. But now Jamal Murray's making the jumpers. KCP with 3 big mid-range. And Michael Porter Jr. still annoyingly just impossible to stop from hitting jumpers. And meanwhile, on the Timberwolves side, we're getting good looks, especially in that first half. So many that we're just not finishing. A lot of good layup attempts that don't go in, and good looks at the rim, falling short, and wide open threes. Really fantastic shots that are just not going, and sometimes that's just how it happens. There's games where your process is good, the results just don't fall, and the execution isn't there, and that's what's been so miraculous about the Wolves so far in these playoffs is we had 6 games where the execution was there each time. And now we finally have one of these where it's just not your night. And it also doesn't help when you've got the officials making it an extremely touchy game, all types of foul calls, Tony Brothers putting on a show because that's why you watch the NBA. You have people proclaiming defense is fun to watch again. There's just all this physicality. Look at them hustling. They're dogs out there. Oh, come on in. NBA, let's ruin our product again. Let's have the refs call every touchy shit call and ruin the game. But that's not to say that they're the reason the Wolves lost. I just have to bitch about them because they deserve it. And it was a horrendous display of officiating throughout that one that did benefit the Nuggets. But hey, they would have won that one regardless. They outshot us significantly. Wolves never stepped up and brought it in a real way to deliver the shot making needed to compete with the champs in a must-win game. And so we're going to have to bring that next week. I think that Game 4 will be much tighter. We're going to bring it more than we did in this previous one. Denver's going to be humming a little bit more, though. Rest probably still going to be on their bullshit. The home court whistle does not exist in Minnesota, so that is not going to be in our favor. And this will remain a series. Hopefully the individual games are a little bit more interesting. Game 1 absolutely was. To talk about some of the things I did not like, although I said that I kind of liked our process. We had a lot of open looks. They just didn't go in. I did not like how we started to make some plays that are uncommon for how this team operated through a lot of the regular season. One of the things we've been so much better about through this year is involving Rudy Gobert in the offense, giving him some looks and actually utilizing him much more. We did not do a good job of that whatsoever. And a lot of that came down to just not giving him the ball when he's open or when he's got a significant mismatch, when he has good seal. And I am absolutely aware that he's not this insane post threat. But the fact that we weren't even looking to him at all and ignoring him to the extent that I hadn't seen since last season was a bit shocking. And even if Gobert isn't going to really punish those matchups and be a huge scoring threat. A lot of what that does is just draw more fouls on the opposing team, get you in the bonus, wear down those defenders trying to hug and grasp Gobert and just hold on for dear life so he doesn't slam them into the basket. And we just didn't really utilize him. And also, Gobert is probably going to be more juiced up if he's involved and his teammates are trusting him, which felt a lot more absent in this one. And we just didn't keep him involved. And I think that just kind of dampers kind of how everyone approaches the game. I think there was some really uncommon plays out of Anthony Edwards too, where he's rising up for a look. You're feeling pretty good about that. He's been drilling all playoffs long. Last second pass off. That probably happened 2-3 times in this game. And a couple of these, it's not even that bad of a play. It's just we haven't been seeing it. And it's unexpected. It gets us off of our rhythm, off of our flow, and off of what's been working. And then it's kind of we're on different paces from each other. A little bit of sloppiness. We weren't very secure with the ball, losing it close to the rim a decent amount. And that is something that should be an extraordinary advantage for the Wolves, is when we get to the basket, we are significantly more athletic than this Nuggets team. They don't have much rim protection. Sure, Peyton Watson, Aaron Gordon can make plays here and there, but we've got a significant advantage around the rim. And Jokic is just kind of olaying and deciding not to foul. He's like, I'm not going to be able to impact these layups. You guys go ahead. We just missed a lot of them tonight, which was outrageous. But it's something we should have a significant advantage of throughout the rest of the series, and that we need to penalize the Nuggets for, take advantage of. This was the first game in the playoffs where we did not do that properly. But I don't want to panic too much. It's one game in the series. Sure, it was hideous, but still feeling good about the hopes for the Wolves. Think this is going 6 or 7, though. It's going to be a grind. They're the champs. Not over yet. Didn't think it would be. Let's keep it going. Next game is Sunday, I believe at 7, Mother's Day. Let's get it.